Episode 4 Cracking Clap Theory, the way of the Stank!
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. So in this episode, we're going to be covering claps, how to make really cool claps. People ask me all the time, how do you get those claps like that? And, where do you find your claps? Well, I mean, I have, a crazy sound of, of claps. But actually, I don't really use all of them. I maybe only use 1/20th of it. Very often I kind of use the same ones, just sort of in a different cocktail, or I'll of course, record my own, just go and record your own, really. I mean, just some snaps, finger claps, slam two shoes together, whatever. I mean, you can do all kinds of different things. But I have a bit of a system on how I try to create a sort of a new clap sound every time, something authentic and something that I can manage working with, something that's easy to manage. So I don't have, 20 tracks of claps. And that is my 3-point clap setup, very much like a lighting technique. You have your main light, your key light, your fill light, and your hair light. It's very much the same way like that. So you have your key clap, you have your fill clap, and you have your mini clap, or or your kind of hair clap. You can almost say your back clap, right? Which comes a little bit behind the beat, and that's sort of what I did here. Where are they? So I have these 3 claps here. Right, and so let's listen to the first one. So the first one, I didn't really mess with it at all. I just took some of the low end off, but I left it in the middle. So this was my key clap. This is what I wanted to use for my key clap. Usually, I would even want to try to have this even more in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and this little plug in here and force stuff to be a little bit more right in the middle, right? And then I have another clap, another supporting clap, which you can hear should be on your right side. And what this one does, it sounds different. For one, it's a different clap. Second of all, it's a little bit behind the beat. It's a little bit after the click, or after the first key clap, right? So it's a little later, right? So I've panned it out. I've made a little bit later, and I made sure that it's not the exact same thing. It doesn't hit within the same frequency area, right? It sounds a little different. And for my back clap, I would call it, the concept is the same. So I panned that out to the left, made sure that one is unique out of all 3 of them. Doesn't sound like either one. And what I did was that I made sure that this one was a little bit early in the beat. So I brought that a little bit, before the other 2 claps hit. So sonically, rhythmically, you will hear those claps. They will stick out to you. And another thing I often do is bussing out or grouping channels together. So I'm just going to give us quick example of that here. I'll just put it on bus 4 for the hell of it. And so when you do that, you have a couple of advantages. For one, it's a logistical advantage. It's a practical advantage. And of course, you're going to save yourself a lot of CPU power trying to tailor each and every one of them. And so what I'm going to do here is just maybe throw a compressor on it, just get a little control. All right. I'm not even really thinking much about the settings. I'm just slapping it on there, see what sounds good. And there's a lot of things you can go with from there, so you can take things like a little chorus effect and just put just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of it, because then it just does a little something to your claps that no one else would be able to do at that moment, right? And there's so many other things, right? So exciters, which are going to enhance the harmonics, particularly up in the high frequencies, right? Right, so it'll give you some different effects. So how you want to color those claps. I'll stick with that. That's fine. That's cool. And let's see what else we got here. Of course, a little reverb. Right, so working with these two different things can really make a big difference on how things turn out, right? So you have some, you can either put a really long tail or make it sound like it's in a room, right? And so that's just the basic idea. There's not much more to it. It's just trying to bring some characteristics to your elements, and that's all it is, right? So let's listen to it in the mix. Bring it up. And there it is. It's really starting to take form now. So that was the episode of the day. Come back next week, y'all, on the way of the stank.